contest out of it.
Contest. I mean, you need something to drive you, because selling real estate at a high level is the most boring, mundane task you could ever do, but it will take you to the next level.
This is my third year in real estate, and this month I will profit over $100,000 in 1 month.
Woohoo!
You know what I mean?
Bye.
And
you hear that, guys? 100,000 in 1 month.
and that's amazing, and that's great. I don't do it for the money. I mean, I like money, but my vision's a whole lot bigger. I have a bigger why.
Well, we talked about money equals freedom.
Freedom, and I'm all
And
about
security,
freedom.
right?
Yeah, I'm getting old. Okay.
He's 38 today.
I don't want to do this.
Whoa.
I don't want to do this.
38.
I don't want to do this, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
But you know, real estate is amazing because what you put in is what you're really going to get out. You can't do that anywhere else. It's so empowering to be your own boss. You make your schedule. If you want to take a week off, take a week off. If you do what you need to do throughout the year, you're not going to feel guilty doing those things. That's amazing. You don't have to ask permission. Hey, I want to go see my mom today. I don't have to ask. We'll have to ask those guys if I could go. But you know, it really is. Entrepreneurship is the American dream, right? Like, and real estate is the cheapest way to own a business and make the most profit. Now, you can spend an arm and a leg and chase every shiny ball, but that's because you just don't want to put the work in, so you think there's an easier way. So I'm just going to spend this money, and it's just going to fall in my lap.
Buy leads and do all those things. And think about it, if he's making 100 grand in profit, in my opinion, you deserve to make that because you put in the work.
Right.
So I know there's a lot of us that didn't do the work that you did 30, 60 days prior. And so we don't deserve to make 100 grand because you put in, and the team puts in the blood, sweat, and tears. Therefore, they're going to get the reward. And some people would say, oh, he's just so lucky. The outsiders looking in. How does he do it? Oh, he's so lucky. And then when you tell people how to do it, like, we're telling everybody how we did it. Why isn't everybody going and doing it? They just won't. And so
not everybody will.
Then not everybody will. And that's why I think I was never afraid to tell Phil what we talk about, you know, sellers about. We know, I mean, he knows the information, I know the information, but who's going to have the initiative to put in the work and can make it consistent enough to make 100 grand a month?
And the biggest thing I can tell you is I call it the 3 F's: follow up, follow through, follow back. Most of your business, when it comes to a FSBO or an expire, is not going to be that initial conversation.
Right.
It's going to be the conversations coming after.
Yep.
So are you following up when you say you are?
Right.
Are you doing what you said you were going to do? The funniest thing about expires is they say, call me in 30 days. FSBO, call me in 30 days. I call them every Monday at the same time, and I ask them the same question, to the point they're going to tell me to quit calling, or they're going to say, just come list it. I'm sick of talking to you.
Right.
Because things change quickly in real estate. Things change quickly in life. If you wait 30 days to call them back, I'm calling them every week. Who are they going to have a closer relationship with, you or me? Not because I'm better than you, because I'm not better than any of you, but it's just the actions I do. Can you replicate it and do it over and over and over again?
Are you afraid if you call them every week, they're going to get annoyed with you?
I don't care.
I know. I think that's where a lot of people, they get hung up with, well, I don't want to be annoying.
I don't care, because for everyone I'm annoying to, another one I'm showing how persistent and consistent I can be.
Phil, I told you don't call me for a month.
Hey, Tina, I totally understand that. I was just doing my due diligence to see if anything's changed.
Nothing has changed.
Okay, if you need anything, let me know. I'll touch base again.
Okay, see, that didn't
I asked for permission, and I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Because eventually she's gonna get to the point where I need you. And if Tina's on the phone calling them, or Tina's team's calling them, and my team's not, they don't have any tie to me. I talk to them on the phone. They don't know me.
So they're not going to remember you in a month.
They're not going to remember me.
I don't remember a cold caller that calls me to sell me some kind of product. If they called me 2 months ago, I'm like, who is this again?
But if you call them every week and you're doing some kind of touch, whether you're dropping them a video, send them an email, send them something in the mail, so they have a reason to remember you.
So let's shift gears real quick, because I think they get the point that you're a hard worker.
Yeah.
You study your craft. You know, just like I studied my craft. You're building a big business, and it's going to get bigger, right? You said to me yesterday, I got you thinking bigger, because I said, my goal is to make $1 million a year. And I failed at 994 1 year. And I was like, oh, that was bad. But you want to now make $1 million a year.
Right.
So now you're going to implement that.
Yep.
So we know that you're driven and inspired to do that. Let's run through a role play, if you don't mind. We'll do an expired, and just kind of, you guys can kind of hear how Phil does it. I mean, you've heard me do it. You know, we all kind of have a little different tonality.
Yeah.
But I think our styles are probably very similar to where you have a softer, you're not this hardcore on the phone with
Not
people.
even close.
Like
I'm very calm and
gentle,
actually slow, actually.
You're slow. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you need the script?
No.
Okay, look at that. Well, I mean, I have it here in case you need it. But all right, so I'm going to be an expired. Okay, ring.
Hey, I'm looking for Tina.
This is Tina.
Hey, Tina, this is Philip DeMuth with DeMuth Realty Group. How are you today?
Oh, good. We've had like 4 agents call us already. We're not going to sell anymore.
I totally understand that. If you were going to sell, where were you going?
We were just going to build, but we're just changing gears.
Yeah, I can understand. It sounds like you're pretty frustrated with the situation.
Yeah, very.
Let me ask you, I see it was on the market for 6 months, correct?
Yes.
In that 6 months, how many showings did you have?
I mean, you know, we had a lot of showings. We didn't have any offers, but like I said, I mean, we're not selling it right now, so thank you for calling.
Hey, I really do appreciate you for that. Let me ask you one question, and I'm going to cut to the chase because she's been a little aggressive with me. If you were going to sell it and you were going to build and I could get you there in the next 60 days, would that still interest you if I can make you the money you needed to make?
You know, I mean, I just don't see how you can do that. I mean, we had it on for 60 days, or we had it on for 6 months. We had a lot of showings. We actually back up to a road, so that was the feedback.
Got you. Now, the agent you worked with, how'd you pick them? Were they a family friend?
I actually met her at an open house.
Okay. Well, as you know, probably now after that experience, and it sounds like you weren't happy with that agent, not every agent is equal, right? Just like every person.
Probably.
So me and my team, we sell a lot of homes a year. We list a ton of homes a year. Last week we sold one for $25,000 above asking price in 2 days that wasn't expired. It was on the market for 6 months. So we do have some kind of track record doing this. If I could sit down with you and tell you how we did it and get you that money you need, would that be worth a 30-minute conversation?
I don't know. I probably, you know, why don't you send me your information by email, and I'll talk to my husband and get back with you.
Totally understand. So I typically push 3 times. After 3, I stop because you don't want to really upset them, because then they're going to just consider you being very
aggressive.
Yeah, and you don't want to be aggressive. So last question is, I've asked her twice and she's told me no. So now I'm going to ask her a follow-up. Okay, Tina, what I'll do is I'm going to send you our pre-listing package and what we do. When do you think would be a good time to reach back out to you and your husband to talk about what you see on our pre-listing package? Because I think you're going to be very happy with what you see in the numbers and what we do. When would be a good time to follow back up?
Well, it's Friday. Maybe just give me the weekend and I'll talk to him, and maybe next week would be fine.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to send you this package and we'll follow up on Monday. How does 2 p.m. work for you?
I work till 5, so.
Okay. How about 5:30?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so then I'll send it to her, and then Monday I'm gonna call her back at 5:30. Ask her, did she get it? Does she have any questions? Typically they will, because they're gonna see some pretty good stuff in our pre-listing package, and then we'll set it then for her, because she is being engaging with me. She's not being aggressive. She's not being mean, but she's told me twice. I need to think.
Now, some people would think that makes them uncomfortable, that I'm being really mean and kind of nasty. They might even call me nasty, and I don't take that as nasty. I take that as
I've seen nasty.
I'm annoyed with the situation, but I'm not annoyed at you.
She's not mad at me.
Right. But people think that they're mad at them. They don't like the confrontation piece where I'm annoyed, you're calling me, 4 people have called me, which already you're like, oh God, I'm going to be one of those 5th people now.
And you could even do a joke with that. I mean, it depends on your comfort level. Like, if you say, like, I've had, how many people call me?
4 people.
You know, it's funny you say that. I bet you have. There's a way we could stop that today.
How's that?
You go ahead and list with me, you won't get any more phone calls.
You know what I used to say? I go, 4 people. Now, I got to be honest, Judy, there are 9,000 agents in the Triangle. If 4 agents called you, I would hire one of those 4.
Yeah.
Because they're actually working today. So you kind of make them, you chuckle.
You get them to loose up.
Yeah, so you use that. Again, you just have to use what makes you comfortable.
And you can say it in 1,000 ways, and you really go off their gauge. She's somewhat interested because she's talking to me. Otherwise, she would have hung up.
Right.
Depends on how you want to do it. Me, that's just a good follow-up, because I'm not going to be that aggressive with her because she still doesn't know me.
Right.
So I'm going to send her a pre-listing package. I'm going to send her a video so she sees my face. And then on Monday, when I call her back, I'm going to say, hey, what questions did you have? And then I'm going to make sure her husband's available because she's already told me he's a decision maker. So he's got to be there.
And the other thing I find too is maybe their last agent, they didn't like that they weren't aggressive, you know, and they think that the agent didn't, it's always the agent's fault. You didn't get the job done, their marketing sucked. Part of like him engaging me and keep pushing back, the seller kind of likes that because they're like, man, this guy, he's not lazy and he's being consistent, he's being aggressive. And when they fail in getting their home sold, they need an aggressive agent. Most of them want an aggressive agent. When I say, what's important to you this time about hiring your next agent? Well, I want somebody more aggressive.
And then kind of like you said too, like she says, we want to build. Well, hey, why is building important to you? Why are you, it sounds like you're upgrading.
Yeah.
You could go deeper. Well, depends on how she is. Like she's already told me she kind of wants to get off phone.
Yeah.
But if she wasn't, if she was a little bit, sometimes they want to talk, especially if it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, because now they're starting to think again. The market's heating back up. And so 6 months is a different conversation than if it's day one. They're still very burned.
Very mad. Yeah.
So like 6 months in, I'd say, so what are you know? Why are you building a home? She'd say, well, we're having a child. Or, well, you know, if I could help, because then I'm figuring out the emotional tie to it. Well, if I could help you have that home before you had those babies, how would that make you feel? You know, like there's so many ways to play it, but the main thing is just to have those conversations. Sometimes you're going to get an appointment. Sometimes you're going to call them for 6 months. Sometimes you're going to call them for 2 weeks.
Well, and 70% of my appointments came from lead follow-up, not the first time.
Same.
You rarely call a person and get an appointment the first time. You are just doing...
Never happens.
Never happens.
Happened to me one time and it was the very first one.
Really? No, and I've had sometimes an expired where I get them and I get the appointment. But the thing is, you know, it's lead follow-up. It's 70% of your appointments come from that lead follow-up.
And keeping your notes in your system so when you're not following up, you're not saying the same script over.
Right.
Because now you sound like a machine. Like when I'm calling Tina back, I know Tina's building a new home. I know that she's pregnant and about to have kids. Yeah. Hey, Tina, how's life? You're building rapport for that next conversation.
Building trust. You're earning the business. That's the thing. And I would even sometimes compliment them on their homes. Go, gosh, Phil.
Can't believe it didn't say.
I can't believe this. I mean, I'm confused. I mean, you're in a beautiful neighborhood. You have a gorgeous home. Why even sell a home like that? Well, because my neighbor is crazy or whatever it is. Like you get the objection out of them and now you've got, you know, I hate to say ammunition, but you know why they're moving. You need to know what's the why so you can figure out, can I cure that for this person?
Can you help solve that problem?
Yeah.
So when I sell, coming from a consultant background, I'm really consulting them.
Right.
Like I'm your trusted advisor. Yeah. Whether you sell today, Tina, or you sell a year from now,
I'm still going to be in business.
I want to be your person.
Right.
So I'm coming from abundance. Yeah. And how can I help you?
Yeah.
Why is this important to you? And it may take us 3 meetings to get you where you need to be.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, Phil, would it be helpful if you had an agent like myself who sells 100 homes a year come in and at least tell you what maybe was missed?
Yeah.
Maybe and then
not trying to sell you anything.
In 6 months when you're ready, you know, you kind of take it away. In 6 months when you're ready, at least you met somebody who is successful that can give you that guidance.
It's all about the relationship you build. The mindset is different from the conversation. The mindset is you're a calling machine. You're going to get the leads. You're going to get in front of people.
Right.
When you get in front of people, you have to slow down.
Right. Make it about them.
Well, it really is all about them, right? I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have a job.
But a lot of agents make it about them getting an appointment and they're so focused on them. I got to get this appointment. It's like, no, build the rapport. The appointment will come, but don't figure out what to say at that moment. I mean, just, you know, you have to learn your script so you know
when
how
I'm
to get there.
When I'm there, I'm not talking about me and what I do and how amazing I am and great. They don't care about that. We've already had that discussion. They've seen my pre-listing package. They know. That's why when I call them, say, do you have any questions? And then I qualify them again. Hey, I'm going to see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. When I come out, if you like what I have to say and everything sounds good, are you going to be ready to put your home on the market and get it sold?
No, I'm probably not.
So you already know when you get out there that you may not be signing paper.
Would you still go?
All day.
What would you ask?
Same questions again. Yeah. I would say, hey, Tina, thank you again for your time today. While we're here, I want to look at your beautiful home. Tell me what you know about it. Tell me what happened with your last agent. I'm not talking about me. Tell me what happened with your last agent. Why do you think it didn't sell? If it did sell, where are you going to go? You're just requalifying again. The pre-listing package, they already have that info. It's not about me. It's about when I'm there, how much knowledge can I get? How much can I get from you to help you?
Right.
If I'm telling you all about me, I'm not getting anything.
And most agents come there with this big presentation of, this is what we're going to do. We have drone photography and we have twilight photos and we're going to.
If they ask, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're engaged. But the point of the conversation is to come back with knowledge.
Right.
To help them sell, whether it's now or 6 months.
Right.
And some people, if they're like me, a type A, I don't have a lot of free time. When you come in, I want you to tell me exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah. Well,
And then
you're
I'm moving
bottom
on.
line oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to know. So a lot of people, my wife is complete different. She's
Mm-hmm.
going to come in, she's going to give you cookies.
Do you like puppies? Do you
Da,
like,
da, da.
yeah.
And I'm like over there slamming my head into a wall.
Right.
But every people, you're different. And it's just being what they need you to be.
Right. Right.
And a lot of times, if you're not what they need you to be, you're never going to get to sell anyways. Because you've turned them off so bad.
Right. People want to work with people they believe are part of their pack. He's just like me.
Trusted
She is just
about
like me. When I go meet someone from New York and they're just loud and they're
You're
using
loud.
their hands, I'm doing the same thing. I am just right there with them at that level. I mean, I'm Greek and Italian, so that's natural for me. But then when I go meet an older couple and they're just quiet, I am that quiet reserve. Let me show you the numbers. I am following their pace of tone and volume and
Body
and
language.
speed.
Yep.
Because I can talk really, really fast.
Same.
But fast talkers might be
Scare the hell out of
yeah,
them.
absolutely.
And then once you do get their guard down, then you can be more who you really are. I mean, you can make a joke, you can make them laugh.
Right.
It's just really about the impression you're leaving people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I try to dress for the occasion too. Like if I have an appointment and it's $1 million listing, I'm going in a nice suit.
Right.
If it's a $200,000 home, I'm probably not gonna have a suit on.
Right.
I'm probably gonna have slacks on and a polo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you want to copy your customer. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to seem like, whoa.
Yeah, too much. And I agree. When I go out to $1 million listing, I've got the jewels on and the bling bling
Yeah.
because they want to know you're in that club.
And you may build a relationship. When I go to
Right.
I'm a watch guy, I got a lot of watches.
Yeah.
I'll go to a listing, if it's a nice listing, the guy will say, hey, is that a Breitling? And he's going to talk to me about it.
Right.
And now, now I found a way in. I found, this guy likes watches.
Right.
Let me show
Right.
him my watches.
Is that a Rolex?
This is Breitling. But no, yeah. I mean, you do that.
He did not take my advice when I told him, don't spend your money on a Rolex, Phil.
I'm weak.
He's weak.
There's worse addictions I could have.
That's okay. He works hard though, right?
That wasn't even one commission check.
I told him I used to buy fancy purses when I was like making really good money, and then I sold them all because I was like, "This is ridiculous! $3,000 purse? That's so dumb." You know. So yeah, once you get over I made all this money and I'm gonna buy a nice thing, and then you realize what you really want is to save your money and have freedom and put it in the bank.
Now I
and
will
invest.
tell you, I saved for these watches for 2 years before I bought them. So I put a lot of
just
money in
teasing.
savings.
Yeah.
But no, you are right
Yeah.
because especially with COVID's a proven example of that. A few months ago, I lost $100,000 in a day in business. 2 years ago, that would have crumbled me.
Yeah, yeah,
But I saved
Yeah.
and I was conscious about it.
yeah.
And I kept my expenses down. I
Right.
didn't chase every shiny object. The way I do it probably is the harder way. Like,
Yeah.
I am a phone calling company. We crank out calls.
Yeah.
It is not fun,
Well,
but it's cheap,
It's
and you
cheap.
can make a lot of
Cheap
money
and
doing
profitable.
it. Right.
Yeah. So who has questions? I think we got to wrap up soon. Has there been any questions that have come in, Pam? Anybody, if you have questions, lots of happy birthdays
Thank you,
for
guys.
Phil. Any questions here for all of you? Brandon?
So you had your team, you reset your team recently, right?
Right.
At what point did you make the decision, and how did you go about rebuilding a new team?
That was really tough for me, actually, and that's a great question. So when it first happened, it wasn't really that I wanted to reset my team. It's my team decided during COVID they were going to live off of government funds and just not work. And I realized that's not my core values of who I am. So it was like a Band-Aid I needed to rip off anyways. So they made that decision very easy for me. The issue for me was sitting talking to Tina. I said, I'm not going to make a team again. I'm just going to sell homes by myself, pocket all the money. And I did it for a month and a half, and I was burned out.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like 15 deals in a month and a half, and I was exhausted. I didn't get to see my wife. I was gaining weight. I was turning grayer. It was not my thing. And I looked at Tina, I said, I cannot keep this up. And she said, well, you have two choices. You either make less money or you leverage. So I said, okay, let me start talking to people, and Austin reached out to me. I met him here. It's a great place to meet people. And so we had a conversation. I liked his values. I liked what he was trying to achieve. And then Tina introduced me to Cam, and I liked Cam's mindset, and I liked his thought process. It was very analytical like me. So both of them had characters like me, and they complement each other very well, and they complement me very well. I don't have to babysit them. I coach them a lot because I really enjoy coaching and helping other people, because I want to make other people as successful as I am. That's my fulfillment. Like, if I can make you better than me and make you where you're living the lifestyle you want to live, whether it's $1 million a year or $100,000 a year, you're going to have a certain respect for me as I am for you. So it's really about finding the right people to fit now our team, because it's not just about me now, it's about us, and making sure when I hire people, they fit those two guys. They got to be comfortable. So it's really, I really treat them like partners. They're more like, they're not employees, they're my partners. When I'm on the phone with people, I say my partner Austin, my partner Cam. I don't say my buyer agents, because they're my partners. They help me run the business, and as it grows, there'll be other potential opportunities for them to grow with it, depending on what they want to do. So it's really about, how can I get life back for myself, leverage, but also have the time and energy to give them what they need. If I try to do it myself, I'd never be able to help them. So, it depends on what you really want to achieve.
You'll always do better with a team.
Yeah.
I mean, not financially. I'm just saying in life. Like, I could never have gotten to where I got without leverage. Admin, my husband. There is no one-man show. You're never going to get there.
And you won't do it properly if you do. I mean, you're going to have terrible reviews.
Right. And then team, I think the other thing is, it's the camaraderie, right? So it's nice to come in and feel like you're part of something and you can cheer each other on, and it's kind of lonely to be alone sometimes. And you felt that way too, because
I'm a people person.
Right.
I love people. Like, I will talk to you for days about anything you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I actually don't really like talking about myself. I really know about you, but that's not why I'm up here. So when it's about me, it's just more about you. You know what I mean? But really, I just enjoy it. I enjoy other people's walks of life, what they've been through. And that's why I think I'm really good at sales, because I really just...
You're engaging.
And I'm intrigued with other people. Like, everybody has a journey.
Right.
And we never know what people have gone through by the way they look or act. I mean, you don't know why people tick the way they tick.
Right. Until you
That's what really interests me in people. Like when I try to find out what motivates my guys, it's not about how much money you want to make. It's like, what are you trying to achieve in life? What do you want? I want a car, I want a house, I want to get married, I want this. The money's just a vessel to get you.
You just had to make sure Cam stayed here and didn't go back to Michigan.
I know, man.
That's what I was like.
I told him no Michigan.
You will be in good hands.
No Michigan.
That's right. Kick him in the butt and make him do it. Any other questions while we're... Anybody?
Yeah, for your team, what's the daily and weekly goals as far as calls made, appointments set, and...
Great. So our goal is, and it doesn't always work. I mean, life happens, okay? But they still have to hit their goal, okay? So I'm not as tough on hours with them as I would like to be. I like to be 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, you're on the phone, period. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
Right.
My goal is they have to have a certain amount of conversations a week, and they're both starting off, so it's not as high as it's going to be. Right now, I'm very simple with them. 10 good conversations every day. 10 good conversations every day. That's all I'm asking for from them. And the goal is for them to set me 2 appointments a week right now. They're on a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, basically incubator program. And by the time they get to 90 days, it's going to be 25 contacts a day and an appointment a day.
And those contacts, that's calling, or that can be
Calling.
any sort of touch?
Calling.
That's even if somebody answers and hangs up on you. If there's a human contact,
It's a contact.
it's one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the conversation is, right now I kind of push them a little harder. I'm like, I want you to have 10 conversations.
Right.
That's why I don't say 25. Because honestly, if you have 25 contacts,
20,
you're probably
20.
going to get 12 conversations.
Yeah.
So it's really the same.
Right.
You're gonna get, well, the home sold. Hi, it already sold, it closed.
Yeah.
Well, that's one, but it's not a conversation. It's
Right.
somebody.
You're just there's more back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, I just want them to have a good
Yeah.
conversation, because then when I coach them, we can analyze the call.
Right.
Like, what happened? What did you say? When did you say it? What should you have said? And it's not because I'm trying to beat them up. I'm trying to help them think and get to understand it. And it really does come with scripts, because until you can really sit there and not have to think about what you're saying, you're not going to be the best at it because you can't listen to what they're telling me.
Right, because you're worried about what to say.
Worried about what to say. And that's the worst, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to have a good conversation. But the quicker you understand why you're asking this, whether you say it word for word, you make it your own, you flip it, twist it, turn it, the main thing is you're getting the most important things out of that conversation. Timeline, motivation, things like that is what you want to know. Because if there's no motivation,
But yeah.
why are you doing
Yeah,
it?
waste
Right.
your time.
And if the timeline is 2 years ago, you don't need to go meet them every week. You
Because
know?
you're gonna have some sellers that list their home just to test the market.
Yep.
I just was testing the market. Well, I'm not testing
You're not testing on my data.
yeah, like we're not doing that. And so and then I would before go out, I'm like, I'm just gonna go convince them. No, you're not. You can't, you're not gonna convince them.
And you know me, I'm very analytical, so I can tell you my return of investment on every lead I spend. And I believe you have to spend 6 to 9 months worth of money to see how it's really going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I watch every dime where it goes and goes out. I have finance meeting every week. I know where my money's coming, where it's going, how much I'm making, what I'm spending, because I'm truly not in the market to list homes. I'm in the market to sell them. I don't want a ton of days on market. That's something I'm trying to get over, because with some of these bigger listings, they may sit longer. But I've recently just started dibbling in that pool.
They do sit a little longer.
But my average days on market at one time before I got some of these bigger listings was about 5 or 6 days, which is great. That's a great days on market. It was a great story to tell, and I still tell it if it's in that price point.
Yeah,
but
because
I'm not.
he said to me one time, "Well, I call the FSBOs that are under this price point."
She's like,
and I'm
"Yeah,
like,
stop."
why? I said the ones that fail to sell are the ones in the higher price point.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you can go get.
And I had a mental block.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like you guys are. Like, I'm human too. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not great at this. I'm just persistent at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who probably going to be a lot better than me. It's just I daily do what it takes. And if it doesn't happen, I stay till I get it done. I don't make an excuse. If my thing is we got to have, as a team, 150 calls a week, if we don't have them, we're going to get them done before we leave for that week. It's just, it's very simple. It's just being
Hard to do.
consistent.
And what I always tell people too, like you might look at Phil and go, man, he's just hardcore. My results were different than Phil. I could get on the phone 10, 12 contacts. I always had, actually sometimes less. I always had an appointment very quickly. And it may just be our tonality and that I'm a female versus a male on the other end. There's just so many different factors. But the thing is, most really good salespeople have ADD. And I know my best salespeople, if I actually got them to focus for 2 hours a day, every day, they'd be running this company.
I'll tell you what I do, and it's very simple. I put an app on my phone. It's called Focus, Stay Focused or something like that. And I do 50 minutes of phone calls, and I take a 10-minute break.
10-minute mindset break.
And then I do 50 minutes, a 10-minute break. 50 minutes, 10-minute break. I do a lot more than most people. Most people
do 5 hours.
I do about 5 hours when I had time. These guys keep me real busy now, so my life's changed a little. But before they came in my life, I was doing 5 hours of lead gen a day where I was on the phone. My wife could text me. She could tell me the house was burning down. Between 8 and 12, I'm not going to pick up that phone. I don't care if you're a customer calling me back. I'm going to call you after 12 o'clock once I've hit those numbers I needed to hit, because it's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
And a lot of people are going to work with me. A lot of people aren't. My goal is simple. How many contacts do I have to do, whether it's like Tina, 5, or me, 25, to get the same outcome she's going to have? Because it doesn't matter. No one cares that she did it in 5 and I did it in 25. Yeah. It's we had the same outcome.
Yeah.
So it's real estate is very simple. You need to find your niche, whether it's FSBOs and expireds, circle prospecting, door knocking, past clients, referral business. There's so many ways to make money in real estate. I tell everybody